the video was basically talking about the destruction of the black family and how, black women are to blame. We're solely to blame for the destruction of the black family, which I just thought was like total bullshit because in this game of life, there are two players. You have the male and the female. And so I don't think that the destruction of the black family can be put directly on the backs of just black women. We played in this together. I think that black women and black men both had a role in this deconstruction, this deterioration. We both had a role. It's the truth. It's the truth. And you really can't blame like the government, or you can't blame like economics or politics or anything like that, because I look at my grandparents and I look at my parents, who all came up in a time that was worse than these. They had to deal with segregation and with blatant racism and with, not having a little bit of money but having no money, you know what I'm saying? And they managed to be married for 50 and 60 and 30 years, but what's our problem? How come we can't get it together? This new society, we can't get it together. These new times, we just cannot get it together. And I know why. Because we don't respect one another. We do not respect one another. Black women don't respect black men, and black men don't respect black women. It's just a fundamental lack of respect. And it's been going on for years. It's not a new phenomenon. It's not a new phenomenon. It's been going on for years, but it's gradually, there's effects. The effects are gradually taking place, which means that few of us are getting married. We have this just constant, we're like oil and water to each other for some strange reason. We do. And it makes me sad. It makes me sad because, I look out in my community and, I just see so much potential out there. I really do see so much potential out there. But we don't have respect for one another. We really, truly don't. What we do is we feed into the whole stereotype about each other, If you ask a black man or a black woman, if you say to them, what comes to mind when you think of black man or black woman? And they'll give you about 6 or 7 negatives and maybe the rest positives, because this is how they're systematically, it's woven in their brains, it's black people just have this negative stereotype attached to them. And what we do is we carry that around like it's the truth. When we interact with each other, we interact as if we are actually interacting with the stereotype. We're not interacting with the black man, or we're not interacting with the black woman, the black queen, or the black queen. We're interacting with these stereotypes. And this is what happens, This is what happens. This is what we do. This is what we do to each other. And when we do this to each other, what do we do to our children? You know what I mean? If you got a woman at home and she's single and she's talking about constantly how niggas ain't shit, and you hear the black men talking about bitches ain't shit, our kids, what they do is they grow up and they're like 9 and 10 years old and they have chips on their shoulders, man. I see it all the time, man. I see it all the time. These kids are coming out and they have chips on their shoulder at 9 and 10 years old because this is what they hear from you. This is what they hear from you. We don't give our children a chance to live a positive life. We attach our negativity onto them like it's like a magnet.